Hello everybody, my name is Hocus and welcome back to the RambleCraft survival multiplayer series for episode 25. Stop whatever you're doing right now and subscribe if you haven't already, like if you haven't already, and if you've got anything to say down in the comment section, make sure you do that also, because I have a goal for you today. If we hit 3 likes, and I know 3 is a monumental amount of likes, it's a stretch, I don't know if it'll happen, but if we manage to hit 3 likes, then I will not delete my channel. It'll stay online and I'll continue uploading videos. So that is your goal for today. Last time out on the RambleCraft server, we were building this villager containment area. And as the name suggests, it will contain villagers with whom we will trade for items, for blocks, for anything that they are willing to offer, for emeralds. Emeralds, emeralds, emeralds. We're going to be rich. And for the eagle-eyed viewers in the audience, you will have noticed that we built a third villager containment area here. We only had 2 at the end of last episode. We now have 3. And I also suggested that we may build a total of 4 and surround the center point of the base. So there would be 1 more right here. However, at the moment, we're still using this space for the villager breeding. And I have also been thinking that maybe we'll want to switch it up on this side. This is the north side of the base. Okay, Cat decides it's time for the nether. I wish him luck. I can't see it ending well for him. He's probably dead now, but good luck, Cat. That was interesting. But anyway, like I was saying, on this side of the base, we may even build something a little bit different. Another small but useful change between episodes is the introduction of a bamboo farm. So it's manual. It isn't anything over creative. You just come through with your sword and swipe it down. Take all that you can. And just in case you guys weren't aware, the reason why we have bamboo is because I found some in a shipwreck. I don't know if I told you that or not. Definitely telling the truth. I'm not lying. We didn't hack this into the game. And now that you're suspicious of me, I'll leave it at that. Ultimately, the main use for the bamboo will be to craft sticks. It's probably an easier method than using the trees and a little bit quicker. So you can then trade the sticks over to our Fletchers here. And that is currently how we're making the majority of our emeralds. For those wondering, our librarians have the following to offer. We have Mending and Unbreaking 3. I believe those were both shown in the last episode. We now have Efficiency 5. We have Sharpness 5. And this dude right on the end here, I am aiming to get Protection 5 on him. So I'm going to keep re-rolling. We're yet to have any luck with that, however. It's kind of tough to get the level 5 enchantments, but we'll keep going because that will be a pretty nice little set of librarians to have at the base, I would say. Oi! Like I suggested earlier, this side of the base right here, the north side, we might make a little bit different. I might include a portal build instead, so that's how we're going to access the mega base from our nether hub. I think it might be nice to have a little bit of variance. We've got these 3... They're exact copies of each other. We've got 1, 2, 3 of them already in place. I think it might be nice to mix it up a little on this side. I'm having a bit of a tough time here with this build. I'm having a bit of a tough time, but it's not for the reasons you might think. Well, first of all, I guess one of the main reasons is I'm trying to fit this huge portal into a build that looks decent. But the main reason is these damn little... I won't finish that sentence, but these guys are in the way. I can't get a good view of this to check out how it's going. So I think what I'm going to have to do, against my own will, is lower this down a little bit. So if we just get the fences down a level or 2, bring everything down to Y70, where this base is going to rest, I should then be able to get a clearer view of things and get this build on the right track. This design may need a little bit of work at some point, a little bit more work than I currently have put into it. I was a little bit stuck for ideas, I have to say, but I have incorporated some more villager trading areas. We've got 3 on either side, which means there's another 6 slots. So we'll see what we end up doing with those and what kind of villagers end up in this position. I also had these 2 gaps either side, so they were 3 wide gaps that had nothing in them, just gravel. So I decided to grow some bamboo through the middle and just, again, it's kind of random. Doesn't fit the theme necessarily. We haven't used it anywhere else, but should do the trick for now. And if I get any better ideas, we'll fill them in. And again, I'm kind of relying on you guys. If you guys have any better ideas, then do let me know. Because, like I say, I don't think this is a terrible build, but I just feel like it's lacking something. It does follow similar patterns to the rest of the villager trading area, though. So it fits in at a minimum. Let's light the portal together on camera. There we go. Awesome. And we'll actually go through it together as well, just to make sure it links up with the one in the nether at the moment. And it seems to... Oh, the cat is still alive, and there's also a golem in here. Who knows? Who knows what will come of that, but very interesting. And we are back in our mega base area. So, awesome. That is great news. The portal works, and I think overall the design probably works as well. But again, like I say, guys, any ideas of your own, please let me know down below. On to the next part of today's episode. So I had another idea, and it was to start working on the stairway that it's going to take us through the center of the base. So, like I have said, this base isn't going to sit on one level. It's going to be on multiple levels. So if we want to dig down or build upwards, we have the access to do so. So I'm figuring we'll have like a water elevator on the left and another one on the right. One to take us up, one to take us down. And surrounding that on the outside, I just want to build kind of like a spiral staircase. So it's probably best to quit describing it and just get on with building. Imagination no longer required. The build is almost done, aside from a little bit of design work. So in the center of the staircase, we have a water column that goes down, a water column that goes up. And essentially, these are very simple elevator mechanics. You cannot stop anywhere. If you want to stop, you kind of have to know which floor you're going to get off at and just jump out. And then obviously you can make your way over to the other side and jump back in. We've also got some support structures in place. That's mainly a design feature, however. Obviously in Minecraft, physics don't exist. Gravity doesn't exist. Only on certain blocks, which makes absolutely no sense, but we will not question that at this moment. It is the wrong time. So like I say, once you make it all the way down to the branch mine here, you can hop back in, glide to the top, which takes a second or two, and you're brought right back to the surface. Before we begin experimenting with a little bit of design work, because that was the missing piece to the build, is that outside wall, which still looks very messy. We had to get rid of something, and that was the tree in the middle that we were using to mark the location. Unfortunately, we no longer require it because we have built so much here that I would be very surprised if we couldn't locate this place when in the area next time. So it had to go. It's currently decaying. Here's the wood. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, but this is a bit of a ceremonial tree, so maybe we'll do something special. Just kidding. By the way, look at this guy. Look at this guy. Why? Why do things like that happen? Darn you creepers! Fortunately, that was a pretty easy cleanup process, but that creeper, so inconsiderate, so inconsiderate. What I was trying to say is, look at this dude. How has he ended up in this position? I have no idea, but we're going to free him because I am going to spend the rest of this RambleCraft episode making a farm for the bamboo, something automatic rather than this manual farm that we've got right now. So better just clear this stuff out for a second. We are going to leave another 13 block gap between the villager area and the bamboo farm. And now all we need to do is just plan out the size of this thing. So how wide is it going to be? That will be 5 blocks. Then we could go to 7 and then to 9. It may not look like much, but this is the plan that we're going to work from. So on the outsides, we are going to have a few pistons. And in fact, actually, you know what? We're going to push these pistons up by 1 more block, I think. Because the bottom block here, or the 2 bottom blocks, are going to be glass. We might actually, yeah, you know what? Let's do 3 bottom blocks that are going to be glass. That might be a good shout. In fact, are we going to do that? Hang on, I need to think about this for a second. Give me a moment. This is more like it. I've made a change of decision. Instead of moving the pistons up, we're just going to sit the collection system at floor level. I think that makes a little bit more sense. So 13 blocks wide, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This should be the center right here. And we're going to use our shulker box of shopped goods to help us out. So we'll have some hoppers facing in this direction. The chest will actually, no, that is incorrect. The hoppers are going to face towards the villagers. So the chest for collection is going to be in front of the farm somewhere around here when we get round to it. And oh boy, might have just, no, we're good. I'm sorry guys, I'm not really articulating what I'm thinking here, but I had a thought that we might have messed up. We haven't, so we can continue. So next up is going to be the pistons. Actually, no, it's going to be the grass blocks. So on this level right here, there's going to be a layer of grass, but we should also actually figure out our rail system before we do that. So the cart is going to run across like so. So we'll have it maybe do something like this, and then it's going to loop around back across the center. We will need to power these rails, so we'll do that using blocks of redstone. So under each of these rails, we'll just add in a block. Perhaps we'd also want to add a little bit more powered rail action in the center here. So maybe either side of the hoppers, just to make sure that these carts are going to make it the distance. I don't want them to stop. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then hook those back up with powered rails. Let's give it a little test run. So minecart with hopper is going to sit on the tracks, and it will just flow around like so, back and forth, collecting anything that drops on this grass block layer. But the thing is, as it passes over the hoppers, it will drop items off that it has collected, so it should just automatically collect and distribute any bamboo that this farm produces. As I progress with the build, I'm also trying to nail down some of the design choices. So I'm going to cover the rails up with some trapdoors that will provide us with a little bit of depth. I've also expanded the gravel out by 1 block as well, so that it's going to wrap around the outside of the build. And then from here, we are going to have a line of glass over top of that block, which doesn't yet exist. I need to decide what is going to go underneath the glass here, but I know for sure what is going to go on top. And on top of that will be the pistons. So these are going to sit there just nicely. And then we're going to have a row of observers. Now, observers are sometimes a pain in the butt to place. Yes, we actually want to be placing them from behind the pistons, which is a little bit of a pain in the butt. Wouldn't it be awesome if Mojang added a tool that allowed you to rotate observers in other redstone blocks in the game, or even allowed us to do it with our hand or something? That would be super cool. Then you wouldn't have to fidget with the placement. But I did get it done eventually. So what we're actually planning to do is have some blocks for some redstone to sit on just behind the pistons. And I think that these logs could work. I don't know. We can always change it. I'm not going to strip them just yet, but I do want to ensure that the pistons are going to fire. Now, I'm like 99.9% certain they will, because I've built things like this in the past. But you always have to check these things. So if we update the observer, yep, all of them fire simultaneously, which is exactly what we want. So essentially the way this farm works is that when the bamboo grows up to the 3rd level, all of the pistons will fire. They will push the bamboo down to the floor, and anything that sits on the grass here will be picked up by that cart that you can hear going back and forth that we set up earlier. So that's how it's going to run itself. It's going to be automatic, like I mentioned. And yeah, that's pretty cool. So I just need to make a final decision now on these blocks right here, because I'm not entirely sure about the wood. I think we actually need to include some more gray texture in this build. So I'm torn between andesite and polished andesite. Which one do we go with? Now, the thing about polished andesite is that it's very jarring. So each texture is very much its own block. Whereas with regular andesite, they all just blend together to make one entire ridge. That's what I like about andesite and other blocks that do a similar thing. But I actually think in this case I'm gonna go with the polished, which might have seemed contrary to my reasoning, but I'm gonna go with it. And I only just realized as well that stairs can conduct a redstone signal in a similar way to a full block, which is pretty nice. So we're gonna be able to utilize them here to add a little touch of depth to the build in that location. So now once again, when we update one of these observers, everything fires at once. Very, very nice. So from here we can again just expand upwards ever so slightly as well. We want to encapsulate everything. And we're going to just build a similar type mechanism on the opposing side of this farm as well. More progress has been made. We have added some form of design to the side here. Now it had to be a little bit different because the cart will not bounce off of a trapdoor, so it has to be a full block. Therefore I went for gravel, then some trapdoors, and then I just lined up the glass with everything else. So I think that looks okay. The backside is now complete. There is redstone atop the stairs there. You just cannot see it right now. So we can actually go ahead and plant the bamboo. You might be wondering why I made this farm 3 wide. It doesn't make much sense, right? Because the middle row isn't going to be affected by the pistons. I just thought that it might look cool to have an extra layer in the middle because there is glass on the outside, so you will be able to see in here at all times. Give me that back. I don't want any cheating growth. So you will be able to see in here at all times, which means that having a middle row of bamboo might be cool just to give it some... just to make it look a bit dense in here at times when it has been harvested. I think that might be pretty cool. And I'm also going to go ahead and just... oh, it fired already. Wow, it is operating fast. Let's see this get picked up. I hope. Yep, there it goes. And then if we wait down here, it should eventually just be given back to us. Unless it's actually... the cart may be traveling a little bit too fast. That could be an issue here. I might have to figure that out. But you did see it get collected, so half of the farm is working. Now what we need to do is add a roof to this thing. And I haven't really thought too much about that, but we'll figure it out. Fixed it. Just pulled out the powered rails on the back and the front, and that has allowed the cart to slow down enough to drop the bamboo off. So we're in full working order. And like I just mentioned in the last clip, I do need a roof for this thing. And I think... to get us started here, I'm going to craft up a little bit of the spruce wood arc blocks, cap things. I don't know what they are actually called, because we are going to place those on the corners like this. And I'm actually tempted to build a similar roof design to the one that we've used over the top of the villager trading area. I quite like the look of it, and it might work well to kind of elevate the roof a little bit here off of the farm. You know what? This looks kind of nice. I'm actually pretty happy with the way it turned out. So you can see I've added a little bit of lighting. We've added a roof design, which the only thing I would say about the roof design is the support in the middle doesn't make too much sense. I feel as though maybe we should add some more fences if I get around to it. But that is besides the point. We all know that physics don't really exist in Minecraft anyway, so it should be good. And then from the top, we've just got the similar pattern of cobblestone and polished andesite slabs. Side view, we've got some more lighting, the glass that looks in. The side view is actually really nice. We should probably get some pathways built around here because you can look all the way through and there's a nice viewing window. Whereas from the front, the viewing window is very limited. It's very compromised by the rest of the build, but that's okay. Now let's take a look at how much we've produced. I've been working here for, I don't know, maybe 10, 12 minutes. We produced a stack. It's not going to be the fastest farm in the world, but you also have to remember that this is kind of a modular build. So if we wanted to build another one of these, well, actually, no, it's not modular. That's a lie. But if we wanted to build another one of these, we could just go back a few blocks, build another. And I may plan to do that in the future. We might end up with, you know, like 3 of these all connected together via the storage system, or potentially they'll just operate on their own storage system. We can just collect everything manually. Who knows? But one idea that I did have was to actually extend pathways out through the center of the villager areas that lead out to this portion of the base. And then eventually, once we've built things on all sides, we might erect a surrounding wall or walls that surround the builds or something like that. Because, as I say, at the end of the day, this is going to be a mega base. We want to link everything up and we want to have one central location that allows us to access everything pretty quickly. All right, and with that bamboo farm finished up, we are also going to finish up with this episode of RambleCraft. So I hope you guys had a bunch of fun with it. As always, I did have great fun recording it. If you have any questions, suggestions, comments, or feedback on anything that we've done today, then please be sure to drop that down in the comment section below. I'll be sure to read every single one and respond to those that I feel require a response. Look at this dude just dancing in the background. Spinning. Like I say though, drop a comment. Also, leave a like if you did enjoy the video. I would very much appreciate that. Helps the channel out, helps me out, and all in all, it's just an amazing thing that you can do as a viewer. And finally, if you are new around here, then first of all, welcome. My name's Hocus. I hope you enjoyed your stay on my channel today. If you did, please consider subscribing for more RambleCraft. I also have a single player LP series, which is pretty fun. We've just updated to 117 in that world, so go check that episode out. And there will be a bunch more Minecraft to come, as well as those 2 series. But guys, like I say, that is going to be all for this one. So take care, be safe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.